right back on their ass, yo. They done made me mad, I've been keeping calm, constantly keep making cash, yo. I've been getting bag after bag after bag, yo. Presidential shit, I wrap my Maybach mad black, yo.
What's up? It's Marty V here, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I mean, I never thought I'd be making a YouTube channel, but during my time in the market and interacting with other traders and a lot of my friends out there, they've been suggesting for a long time that I should make a YouTube, so here I am. So this is going to be more of an introduction video, more like a quick Q&A of a lot of questions that I get asked online, so I'm just going to run through that. All right, first things first, what I get asked, like most traders, is how did I get into Forex? So, how did I get into Forex? At my job of 20 years now, I came to work, and one of my coworkers, my homeboy Chris, he was showing another friend Forex. He was showing him MT4. And I kind of glanced at it, asked him what was that, because, at the time I was in the stocks. I was trying to capitalize on that, like GameStop and all that goofy AMC shit that never really went anywhere. And I downloaded the MT4 app, and as you know, when you download it, you look at all those pairs, and if you're not familiar with the foreign exchange market or any type of trading, I looked at all those flashing blue and red buy and sell numbers and pairs, and I'm just like, man, fuck this shit. So I didn't even touch it for like a whole year. And it was around the time, it was around like February of 2021. So yeah, I was pretty much going through the motions of trying to trade stocks, and it wasn't really going anywhere. So we were still kind of locked down at the time from the pandemic a little bit. At my job, if it had like an outbreak, they would just shut the whole job down for 2 or 3 weeks. So while I'm at home just sitting, like everybody else, then, something told me to pull up MT4, and so I did that. And I just started smashing buttons, buy and sell, crazy lots and all this shit, because with the demo account. And then, I left it alone for like 10 minutes and opened it up, and like, damn, I'm at 50K, so even though it was demo, it was just wild how fast money would fluctuate in Forex compared to, a slow ass stock market. So my homeboy Chris, I was asking him for, tips and advice and all that, and he ended up pointing me to babypips.com, which was, all the basic Forex shit that you need to try to get started and learn. And then I looked up his mentor on YouTube, and he had a lot of content, like a lot of value in it. But, when I tried to implement a lot of his strategies, just wasn't really clicking with me, because looking at his content and his course and all, is geared towards swing traders. And, that swing trading shit just didn't click with me. And then, I just wasn't feeling it, because I was a scalper at heart. I just didn't know it yet. So, I just started doing what everybody else would do. I would jump on YouTube, just strategy hop. I'll see this strategy, turn $10 into $87,000 and all that bullshit. But jumping in the market and seeing how fast money fluctuates, you would try it. So I did it. And what was M's and W's? Everybody know what that is. I was using that strategy for a while, and until it stopped working. And in the meantime, while I was trying to just figure it out, I was just doing everything that a mentor would tell you not to do. Open up a live account and just trading, jump in a random trade, no take profit, no stop loss. What the fuck was a stop loss? I didn't need that then. So I didn't know what it was. And so I took a random trade on gold and made $80 in about 30 seconds. So I'm like, damn, this Forex shit is for real. And I thought I was the shit. So, and then I lost it all very next trade. So it's like, man, fuck, it felt like a damn ghost stole my money because it was there and then it was just gone. So I regrouped and, you know, got back in another live trade on gold again and hit like 60 in like 10 seconds. So I was just like, man, this shit is the truth, you know. I'm like, I'm the shit. I'm on to something. So, but meanwhile, I got these IML people messaging me, trying to recruit me to their team, promise me all this and that shit, and, you know, the typical market that they were doing then. And I was kind of, you know, leaning towards it until they told me all you gotta do is like pay like $272 down and $172 a month, and you'll make it all back when you're trading with us and all that shit. I was like, man, fuck all that. I got a car note, rent, insurance, all that shit. I just can't fuck with that. I'm like, I just made $60 and $80. I don't need y'all. Fuck y'all. Right after that, I just blew my account just like that. Just after just going off on the motherfucker. So from there, I'm like, all right, I need to like really invest in the course and seeing what works for me. By this time, I know that I don't like to be in the market long. You know, I'm a scalper. I like to get in and out. So I started looking up a lot of scalpers, and I came across one scalper, and I bought his course, and I started learning and picking up on some things. You know, he traded a lot of support and resistance, and so I'm going through the course, you know, absorbing the content and material. And the only problem with me is he traded only one pair, and he traded in the London session. So that's a big problem for me for like trading in the London session, because like that means you're really going out of your normal routine in life. Like, especially like if you're living in the States. I mean, I gotta get up at, especially in the Central Time Zone, we gotta get up at what, 1 in the morning, 1 a.m. to trade, when I'm usually like snoring and knocked the fuck out. So I tried it, and man, that shit was rough, because I'm getting up, I'm looking for setups, and I enter and fall asleep before setting my stop loss, and then wake up like, man, what the fuck my money went? You know, it's gone. So not only that, you know, I'm tapping in with the mentor if they're doing Zoom calls, and, you know, while they're in Zoom, doing some trade breakdowns or some live trading and shit. And if my video was open, you know, I'm that one fool on videos is just knock the fuck out on Zoom. And so I'm sure the mentor, like, he like kind of chuckled a few times, but I'm sure he's like, damn, you know, this nigga really sleep. So I just couldn't do it. You know, it was a struggle, not including that, you know, I work shift work. So like I work days one week, nights the next week, and it was just really fucking with me. So it's like, London, you know, London gotta go. So I was using the strategy still, just trying to find out which pair that I like the most. And by that time, I'm looking around on YouTube, and then I tap into Scalper's YouTube channel, you know. And y'all all know it very well, you know, the video come on, you are wonderful, God. And I'm like, all right, my creator. I'm like, all right, let's go. And then there he was, and it was Doyle Exchange channel, and I tapped in, and everything he was dropping, you know, it resonated with me well. He's a scalper, I'm a scalper. You know, he grew up poor in the hood, I grew up poor in the hood. You know, he want his money right then and there. I want me too, nigga. So I want my money in there too. So, you know, I started studying all his videos. Around the time I found Doyle, it was when he really started tapping into supply and demand. So it's like, it was a good timing for me. So by that time, I'd been in Forex for damn near a year. I got Doyle's. I started Forex around March 2021, and I got Doyle's course around like September 2021, and joined the Discord. And there was so much value in that Discord. So like I recommend to anybody out there that likes to scalp, like I'll leave his link and everything in the description. Get Doyle's course. You know, it's gonna really level you up. straight. It's one of the most simplest course that I've come across, you know, without all that excess fat. And you know, most courses you got guys with these monotone ass voices, and they're just teaching shit. And, you know, me, I'm falling asleep on that shit because, you know, the way they teach is like a nuclear physicist. You know, I ain't got time for that shit. You know, I want point A to point B. You know, teach me this, how I learn this. You know, all right, absorb it, boom, apply it, and just put in the trench work, and slowly the results will come. So shout out to Doyle, man. He's changed a lot of traders' lives out there, and with his strategy, you know, he uses supply and demand, but I just call it, like most of it, we just call it the Doyle strategy, you know, this basic high probability supply and demand setup, you know. So I just started putting my head down in the trenches, just grinding non-stop, supply and demand, back testing over and over. People think back testing, you know, for some is this cliche in the Forex community, but that shit works, especially if you gotta know what you're back testing. Like, back test your strategy, your setup, that what works for you the most. Back test the fuck out of that shit, and you're gonna start to see results. Yeah, from there, I mean, I've just been pretty much trading supply and demand only. I ditched everything else, support, resistance, M's and W's and all that shit. And I just been grinding. I've been using Doyle strategy while adding my own little herbs and spices to it. It's like, the more I backed this one, I just really started clicking. So like, I had started with his course and everything, studied this nonstop from September 2021. Like, I finally became profitable through that around August 2022 was when it just really started clicking. I started posting the beginning of my setups that I'm taking on Instagram, and I'll post the results, you know, win or lose. And I just started hitting. I was taking high probability, low probability, without a breaker structure, with the breaker structure. I just didn't give a fuck. I was just aware. I was only taking mostly 1-to-1s, and so I was just aware of what could stop my setup, what could, like, an opposing zone. I talk about in chat here and there. And I mean, I'm taking setup at the setup at the setup. You know, in the beginning, I was using low risk. I was compounding I had 2 live accounts, and I made one specifically for 1-to-1 setups. And this is with my compounding account that I would just compound over. I'm sure people that follow me on Instagram look at my stuff, like, God damn, how many fucking trades this motherfucker take a day? 'Cause it's like, universally, you're told and taught to take 1 to 2 setups a day, 1 to 2 or 3 setups a day. Shit, not me, nigga. I'm out there in the streets, just slanging supply and demand zones left and right. Even though my favorite, you know, zones are taking supplies. I'm just bearish. I like sales. I can just spot it out of nowhere. You know, spot my entry and my exit out of nowhere. So, you know, that's me. I'm in the trenches. You know, I'm not a full-time trader yet. For those that ask me, you know, that's my goal to get there. That's why I've been compounding and just growing my account the slow and the right way instead of just, you know, rushing it and trying to blow it. And I've had setbacks that have really affected my account. And like, I had COVID to where I was out for like damn near a month from work, and I had to rely on my Forex account to like help me out of ruts. So, and then when I got back to work, I just pretty much had to get paid and use that to fund my account again to build it back up. So that's what you gotta do. You gotta compound. Like, try to think in terms of compound and not in terms of flipping, you know. Yeah, flipping's fun. I mean, yeah, I flipped a few accounts before. I mean, one of the most notable one, I flipped with $3 to $100 at work. We're not supposed to have our phone out. Just scalping just to scalp. You know, it's that they have a flip account just to scalp while I'm at work, even though it's so, you know, it's a lot of distractions, and you know, you're ducking and dodging your bosses and shit, like you in the Matrix and shit, running from agents. And, you know, so imagine you're doing that and you can't get caught on your phone or you get fired, and you ducking and dodging your bosses while trying to keep your phone hidden while you're scalping, you know. So you're trying to watch out for the machinery at work, your bosses, and you got to watch out for the fucking market because, you know, they'll hit you in the head the most. So, yeah, I took flipping to a whole new level. So that's fun, but compounding, grow that shit, one-to-ones, you know, like what I've learned mostly from backtesting is, especially scalping, is price usually reverses or pull back after you hit your one-to-one, so you got to keep that in mind. And for new traders, you know, starting his course and everything, we're you know, you're greedy and you're ready to grab that cash, and like most, when you get a new course, you expect instant results, but it don't work that way. You know, you got to put in the work and learn that shit, and then when it all starts clicking, that's when results will start to happen. Yeah, it's good getting a 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 4, or even a 1 to 5, but you know, the 1 to 1 is powerful when you really know what you're doing. And Doyle preaches about the 1 to 1. That's all he takes is 1 to 1s. He preaches about it all the time, but I don't think a lot of you motherfuckers really listening. Take a 1 to 1. You know, minimize your risk, minimize your losses, and watch some results start to happen. No matter the size of your account, you know, if you're compounding, boom, 1 to 1, 1 to 1, 1 to 1, 1 to 1. Watch that shit grow like a weed plant. I mean, don't give up on this shit. You know, this is what we're doing. You know, trying to become full-time traders, and for those that are already full-time traders, props to you. But for those that are still trying, like myself, you know, we're off the beaten path. That's what we're doing, something different that a lot of family and friends, they just can't really comprehend this shit, you know? So stick with it. Don't really put all the pressure of trading Forex ahead of your job. You know, you gotta balance it. You know, you got your job, that's what pays the bills and helps you fund it and so forth. But use Forex as a side hustle first. You know, like, that's what you're trying to build. It's like you're living in a house and you're trying to build a house, you know, and that's what you're trying to do. So stick with it, okay? I mean, just stick with it. That's all I gotta say. If you got friends that are beginning, you know, make them find out what they are first. If they're a scalper, an intraday, or a swing trader, you know. Usually know the swing traders. If they're looking at lower time frame, they're like, oh man, this shit's too fast. It's too noisy, you know. Well then, they're a swing trader. That's what they're gonna be. So point them in the right direction, you know, and then eventually, in time, they'll have one of those big Tony Montana size accounts. You know how you swing traders do it. So, but not me, I'm a scalper. Like, we all will arrive when we arrive. You know, don't compare yourself to other traders that are making big profits, you know, and posting it on social media. You know, just learn from it, you know. Pick their brain if you can. And just fine tune your own strategy and your own risk management and your own trading psychology. That's where you really gotta work on this shit, you know. Like this, becoming profitable and really growing in Forex to where you don't have to work anymore. This shit is it's surreal. It's the first way I can say it's surreal and unbelievable. And like family and friends outside of it, they can't comprehend this shit. And so I mean, but you also gotta look at it. You got some goofy motherfuckers out there for like some that are profitable. And some goofy motherfuckers out there. So you know, like if them motherfuckers can make it in, you can make it too. So don't give up. Just keep grinding. Keep grinding. For us struggling traders out there, you know, it's cliche, but you got to put in the work. You got to get in the trenches. You know, you got to have the right style for you, intraday scalper or swing, the right mentor for you, the right strategy. Those are the three. And after that, you know, it's all on you fixing your risk management and discipline, you know, your trading psychology, all that's gonna take time to mold and shape like clay, you know. That's probably gonna be the hardest part about trading in the end is once you got the strategy and the style down, it's gonna be your psychology and your risk. You gotta get that shit in check, because it's one thing I like about the market. It'll expose your real life good or bad habits. You know, if If you're greedy, it's damn sure gonna let you know you're greedy. If you held a trade too long that you should have got out of when you were up in profit, then you're a greedy motherfucker. So put in the work, guys. It's my first YouTube videos. It's really an introduction, like I said. I'll be dropping like more content in the weeks to come, like trade breakdowns. That's all, just concepts in general, mainly about supply and demand and scalping, trading psychology, of course. And that's about it. So I'll see y'all next time.